What up, what up, what up, chat? We're live, fam. Sorry for all the confusion. A lot of you guys, if you guys seen some of my posts, I didn't find out until like literally like the last minute that it's just gonna be BTK versus OSP today. Team IGNIS actually had a development league thing that they had to do, so we're kind of moving on with that right now. But we're gonna be, of course, jumping into this game here. I don't know where my chat's at. But again, it'd just be the BTK versus OSP today. I kind of edited my title and everything like that. But we're here. Before the time was supposed to be. You left a like, thanks, fam. The time was supposed to be like, what, like 6 or something like that, or 7 EST, 6 Central. But I don't know what happened. I just got updated with the time, so we're here. I've been up like all night. I just got done casting in the physical games, psych games or something like that in Russia. Yo, you saw my name? Yeah, I'm like on the official Wikipedia now and everything too, so my name's out there. Nothing new. But yeah. The digital games. It was definitely something else. Looks like they got the full lineup now, huh? They got full like Chicken's not even I am so tired. I've been up like over 24 hours. And I'm I wanted to get this streamed for you and everything, so I haven't been able to actually go to bed just yet. But after this, I'm definitely passing out. Definitely passing out. I think some casters are in here. Yo.
Hi.
What's going on? What up, Captain YouTube?
Sorry?
I'm the stream started for the BTK.
Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll just join through my laptop.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
It's basically the mobile phone. I will be able to fast. Yeah, these earphones that I have, they're just gonna give up on my voice after a few minutes.
It's all good, man. I just got done casting for like 8 hours in the digital games, so
Whoa,
I'm
8 hours?
yeah, like constantly 8 hours, four best of threes. Yep, just a little bit more until I can pass out, chat. But hey, I wanted to make sure you guys got to at least see the BTK versus OSP and the Night Horde. And it looks like they're pretty much ready and already down to go. No problem, Mike B. Thank you. I think I seen your comment on the post. I just haven't been able to get to it just yet.
Your team is
I see. Nobody's just give me a second. I'll join through my laptop. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, you're good. I mean, everything's pulling up, so I can kind of give you guys a little bit of a lowdown, kind of what I've learned from watching a lot of overseas games so far, is that Uranus is an absolute monster. To be honest, if Angela is not banned, she's an absolute monster. Angela was literally, yeah, Angela was 100% banned or picked in the Sigil games throughout every match. She has 100% win rate.
Why though? Why
She,
Angela?
she, sh they play overseas. They play Angela in mid lane, and she's just an absolute menace. Just because like you always have your mage with you now, and all you have to do is like go like they were doing combos like Ling. They would either combo Angela with Ling or Boxia. And because Boxia has the built-in anti life heal, so he already counters a lot of the current meta, right? So with that and an Angela, like the teams were just literally unstoppable. They went Angela mid, Diggy Rome, and still whooped this team. And I'm talking about like a team that was 4-0's never taken a loss until they met an Angela. So I don't know if that'll take effect over in North America, but we could possibly see maybe Mage Angela showing up in the North American tournament. I did notice that North America just plays Mobile Legends so different than international scenes. So it's pretty crazy, kind of, doing analytics behind the scene, just because you get to see how normal and generic that we are in North America. Like, our drafts, our picks. Some other big bans and picks were Fredrin was pretty much always banned or picked. Valentina as well. Even them were Uranus was pretty much always picked or banned as well. Also, Joy was actually banned quite a bit as well. A team did pull Joy out into the jungle, and they were an absolute menace as well. So I kind of want to see what the Simpsons bring to this playing field. Like I was saying, this looks like it's the full BTK lineup right now. You got Yato, Zane, Joy Baj, if I'm not mistaken, T and Easy Peasy. That's the only possibility I can think of, unless Chicken changed his name, but I don't think Chicken would change his name, so.
Maybe they actually did, but again, it's just as you mentioned, Angela banned out. You have Uranus banned out.
Oh yeah, see, Angela was banned out. I gotta turn you up. You're kind of low. I don't know. You're kind of sounding like a robot.
Give me a minute. I guess it should be better now.
Yeah. You sound way better now.
Yeah, I just reduced my mic's input volume, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Florin as the first pick coming in for the side of BTK.
Florin wasn't. I don't think Florin was ever picked overseas.
I mean,
So
it's
that was
more
an
or less like
interesting go.
they just want to keep Florin as a pocket pick, probably, even in the overseas, because they rarely kind of show up their main cards unless the match is a playoffs one or a semi-finals or finals. Of most important matches, because I do remember back when Florin actually came out and she was actually very good. We never used to see Florin being picked up in any kind of regular season matches, but as soon as we stepped into the playoffs and those knockout matches, you always used to see Florin being popped off. So in the current meta, I personally feel that it could be actually a team fight determining factor, especially whenever you'd be using that blue min. So that one specific skill which actually removes the entire anti-heal effect, it is extremely important, and if used at the perfect time, you're basically just gonna roll away off on it.
Oh yeah, I mean I can understand that. Also that she has the viability that she's able to, you know, hand that seed off to someone. Jesus, cat, calm down. I'm just trying to pet you. It's interesting that can be that can happen, right? And then also like the R lot, you know, the R lot was also another high picked hero overseas. So I kind of, again, I want to see what each team brings to the fight. This is the first game of BTK versus OSP. But yeah, I mean, I think the Florin is a good pick. I think all sustainabilities and all regions are going to have their own types of metas. So
That's true.
we'll see how it unfolds.
Your team is banning.
You got a sharp
Again, it's
claw,
just
little
as
lady.
you mentioned. Hmm. All right.
Time and time.
Yeah, so
Beatrix,
that's the thing about
Claude. Claude was also another one. Was like literally always picked. Also, North America plays Claude a little wild, to be honest. From what I've seen, they always put that sustain item emblem build onto the Claude now. I think someone was building basic emblem or something like that. But yeah, my cat's eating me alive. Yeah, she's a feisty one.
It's, I mean, Claude is actually a pretty solid pick, especially after you move the Beatrix from the equation. And since it's not a heavy tank based meta these days, so carry might also be dropped in by some of those teams. So it actually puts a pretty good option to pick a Claude in your composition. Plus, there's also this thing, right, where the enemy is going to pick up a mage that might be stationary, or you might need to reach towards that backline to finish that mage off. And Claude is a pretty solid pick to dive in that backline using the Battle Mirror image. He can get out as well. Plus, the Blazing Duet deals damage to 3 different targets. So you're basically getting their marksman, their mage, and one additional target. And if you're unlucky, you're not going to get anything. But that totally depends on when your ultimate is going to land on who. I have been very unlucky on that terms, man. Like very unlucky on multiple occasions.
No, I definitely I feel it. This is Wan was like never picked. So seeing a Wan being pulled out, I kind of want to see what they're going to be able to, you know, utilize that with here. Interesting play because half the team's going to be very frontal. I mean, Cold World on this show could definitely be a problem for the Wan, but again, I mean, this is ISO we're talking about, I think. Boxia, here we go. This is a huge pick overseas right now.
Yeah, indeed. He's got a dominant size in his own kit. That is the
Yeah.
most passive. He does not take that one item. You can just
What?
swap it up for either an anti-curus or
What in
a
the
blade armor. But
world?
that was something I was not expecting them to pull out at this moment. Honestly.
It is easy peasy. I just looked in their voice chat. So this is like the full BTK lineup from a while ago. They I guess they opted to. I mean, I don't know if this would be the full NACT lineup, but we'll kind of see as time goes. I don't know what happened to Chicken. Maybe Chicken stay on the side lane, maybe being a coach or an analysis or helping drafting. But right now we're looking at the BTK. Oh, that's not helping. We're looking at the BTK lineup from the last NACT.
All right. As for the draft, I feel that it is pretty solid, but nonetheless, guys, we're gonna jump right in the land of dawn. It's going to be BTK on the blue side taking on the Simpsons on the red side. Best of 3 match, and both the teams are looking to get the game number 1. They need the lead in the match 1 right away, and it's gonna be the Akai in the jungle up against the Alpha. And
Yeah, I mean,
fun in the mid lane.
The Kai, I feel like, is just there because they want to utilize this the Wan synergy. You know, like if they can just pin someone against the wall, they're gonna be able to easily just allow the Wan to scale. But I love the insane 3-man pressure already into Zane's jungle.
I guess they're overestimating themselves as the first one's gonna come out from the side of BTK. So game making a good rotation up from top
Oh, God.
side as the whoa, cool. All right, they're just gonna survive. But yes, it's as you mentioned, they are trying to focus down on the jungle of Zane, and they are making sure the Tarzan is free farming even those neutral objectives, just securing the Little Wanderer. But in the EXP advantage, I think so. They should be the ones who should be having that. Although, taking a lot of damage, but yeah, he is basically pretty tanky going in with the concussive blast as well. So you know he's just gonna so-call that up.
Oh yeah. What I'm seeing though is this Brody down at the bot lane is definitely taking advantage of the Wan. Florin's ability to roam is just slightly lacking upon most supports. You know, even Angela has a speed up versus Florin is still kind of on the slow side. So we'll have to see how it plays out. I do feel like Wan can beat a Brody, but it just all depends on the person here.
It depends on who ganks who in that early game, but for now, we are going to see the final slash connecting. Tarzan has been
I
forced
didn't even know that.
as defensively. And alright, that's going to be the turtle secured. Wait, it's actually turtle stolen away. I did not anticipate that happening. Tarzan was nowhere near that. That's basically a missed retribution coming in from Zane, but nonetheless, a good steal from the Simpsons.
I'm not sure. The chat kind of pointed this out. Hold on. I think they said there's no game sound. I think it's just low. But the chat, we can see that OSP doesn't actually have a mage. Looks like they went the 1-3-1 combo. That's why Zane was constantly getting harassed in the early game.
Yes, but they're going to lack that magic damage heavily in that late game. And if they're actually putting the entire focus on Esmeralda to deal the magic damage in late, I am expecting Uzi to build at least a Calamity Reaper. That's basically called the Stalem Scythe now. Or maybe a Feather of Heaven. Some kind of damage item apart from an Enchanted Talisman. So I want to see something along the lines of that, and otherwise you would not be able to take a 1-1 down. Or even an Ice Queen 1 would work to slow her down, but you know Van was just gonna hop away using those basic attacks. Plus, yes, you did mention about the 1-1 not being picked up a lot. So one of the reasons for that is probably because she's been receiving a ton of nerfs, but for now, Cole is having another level buff. He's dodging those kills with the Jeet Kun though and enjoying his time between 3 people. That's some classic TikTok show you're seeing.
Exactly. Cole World is definitely pretty good at the show. So again, I mean, BTK is kind of behind on gold just because Zane has just been constantly being invaded. Losing that first turtle is not something BTK wanted to get on their side, but looks like Super Melon in the bottom lane is actually not doing very well against the Wan here. Gonna be opting to go back as we see the first turtle being approached.
Absolutely, that's actually the second one, but we are seeing Alpha fighting in towards that back line though. It's gonna be taken down. No! He almost survived us through those final slashes, but look at the shield of Zane. That's all thanks to Uzi making sure that everyone else is forced out of that area. It's basically both the fighters just in the back line of the opponent and taking on 3 different targets. And I love the way how Broken 01 is playing. Zane goes in for those heavy spins, gets one pin down. It's only Yato who's with him, does not have the damage since the skills are on cooldown. Gorgoj will give him the heal, and that's going to be the final shot connecting. Uzi needs to run away but get tied using that Astral Star, and that's going to be a trick off taken in favor of Tarzan as he gets the Florin out of picture and pushes Zayn out of his own jungle. They are not letting the Sakai farm at all.
I mean, they just know, OSP knows that they have the early stage, but I think it's all gonna depend on when ISO is gonna be able to actually start helping engage with his team. Again, I mean, they opted to go for the 3-1 combo. How long is this combo, or the 1-3-1 combo? How long is it gonna actually last? I know that they're winning into the early game, but coming into the mid game, the 8-minute mark, it's gonna be a little rough. They're not snowballing just yet here, OSP, but they are doing really well against BTK.
That is true. They've not yet reached that snowball potential, but I feel that since Supermelon has not even fell once in those fights, they do have a chance of getting him from out of control. And the mid game is the perfect time and talk about the perfect Jeet Kundo, but he gets the kick on Joy Board. That's going to be broken, but trying to run away, and he'll be bursted out in an instant. The final slash connect on Supermelon, who dashes out of the harm's way. That's full 5-man of BTK in the mid lane, gives the chance to the Simpsons to target those outer turrets, and they will gladly take the tier 1 up top.
I mean, that was a good play by BTK. Forced a mistake out by Cold World, using that Way of the Dragon. Just kinda, it didn't work into their own favor, and they lost someone. Again, I mean, now we're seeing ISO being able to actually engage with the team. Fight for the turtle looks like it's 3v2 right now. Zayn coming in from the backside.
Yes, he's just waiting to get a perfect heavy spin. Gets it on 3 of them and will secure the turtle with the power of Makai. And they will take down Broken yet again. The Groff is not being able to tank at all, and Tarzan will retreat back to the safety. And in the mid lane, there's the crossbow of tank. Snipe shot missing, but Darren will be able to get that final basic attack in to secure the pick off on Supermelon. Now, here's the thing. Yes, Brody can snowball in that mix of ton of damage, but there's another player who's got a ton of damage, and the Alpha just connects from Tarzan. He wants to go in for the double. Will be able to secure that. He turns the tide around with one Alpha charge single-handedly. I mean, when Toga actually got that final slash in, I thought that was a win for BTK, but Tarzan says, no, I'm right there. Jumps through his rope.
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing here again is like kind of what I was building off a little bit earlier. It's just the comp of OSP is quite wild. I mean, it's a specific strategy that you have to go with, but the strategy is so early to mid game that it's kind of hard to deal with or even utilize when it comes into the late game, just because now they're going to be building a lot of physical defense, and the team's just not going to do enough damage at that point. They're kind of only relying on the Alpha's true damage, and possibly even the Brody, but when we see team fights engage, BTK always comes out on top.
Yes, and the reason for that is we have not seen Broken going in for a wild charge. Get the wall in. That's going to be a good pick-off coming in on Tarzan. He did survive for quite a while, but Broken will have to just run away using the wild charge defensively. Now, this is what I was talking about. You are seeing Zayn going in for those engages. You are also seeing Toge going in with those engages using the final slash, trying to just stay in the face of Tarzan as well as Supermelon. But we're not seeing the same thing coming out of Broken. So Uzi is the only one who's in the back lines, and he is being bursted down instantly. But for now, we're going to see another pick-off using the Way of the Dragon, but the Universal Heal comes in, final slash connects as well. Toge extremely low in HP, crossbow of tank not available. So Tarzan would not be able to pick Uzi off, but look at the back line. We are seeing a 4v1, and that is going to be a pick-off in the favor of Yato. Gets one. Zayn's low in HP, but will be able to run away as Tarzan comes in for the support. Crossbow is available. He should be able to take Tarzan down. Gets him on low HP. That sniper shot is going to help him switch the target onto Esmeralda, and he would be able to take a double.
Just having a full field day.
That is such a beautiful play coming in, and this is the power of a Florin. Just getting that heal in again and again, Joy Boys. Now, here's the thing. In that mid lane, wherein we saw Cold World going in for the Way of the Dragon on Joy Boys, I think that was the perfect target to go after. Because hear me out. You take out Florin, you take out the entire heal potential and or the entirety of that support coming in. You have the dominance ices which will stay in effect.
No, exactly. And I mean, ISO's just kind of coming online at this point. Has that Demon Hunter sword, so he's just eating through a lot of the defensive of the other team, and it look insane. The heavy spin to zone out the whole team. A 3-man set.
Oh, that is brilliant. Final Slash did not catch anyone, but Crossbow Tank will definitely is one of them super million. He's done. He's done. He's done,
Just
and that's
eat him
in that
alive.
millisecond. Literally.
Eat
And there's
him
the problem with the magic
alive.
damage. They don't have any magic damage, it's just as you mentioned. So the physical defense has built up now, and they are able to sustain through all of that. And they've got enough time for all of them to take them out one after the other. Like Uzi is going to be taken down. There's the universe.
Look at the heal.
Awesome. Sticky literally got him from 1 HP back to almost full HP. That's just outrageous heat.
That's a Florin for you. Again, like I said, OSP strat, definitely an interesting one. Go full to the wall on invading on Zane, but again, that just only works for so long. You know, and coming into the first Lord here, the base is already cracked in. I mean, BTK is 15-4. We could see that they just utilize this Lord to end it.
It is possible, but there is wave clear, so maybe they'll be able to clear the minions out. It depends. If in case the waves are managed perfectly, it's not as perfect as you would expect it to, since we're seeing Tarzan pushing that top, but that's going to be another 3-man set coming in with the final slash of the dragon connecting, but that's just Toge. He is basically the front line you do not want to catch, so that's yet another pick-off going in favor of BTK as they open up the bottom inhibitor. And that's going to be yet another final slash connecting. All Cole, who gets obliterated in a second. Uzi jump on to 3 people, but the minions are at the crystal, and that is done and dusted as 1-1 dances in mid-air. Victory celebration of BTK.
That was crazy. I mean, that was a quick game. They just couldn't shut down Zane, ISO, Yato. They were just being absolute menaces. Definitely a crazy game. I mean, as we see, Cold World, Super Melon, and Broken, as you said, they were utilizing the wall charge to escape most of the time. And the Way of the Dragons connected, but just didn't make a decision factor into what just happened in that game.
It's just that there were no setups coming in from Grok. I did not see the wild charge. Grok did not work out for the side of Simpsons with SP at all. I mean, you were seeing Zane getting in those sets. You were also seeing Toga right on their faces. 2 or 3 final slashes coming one after the other. That's out of this world. In one team fight, you're seeing 3 final slashes. Fight started with, fight ended with it. So I think so. OSP would need to go in for something back to basics, right? Maybe not a Grok, probably go in for something else, like a normal show tank and get a normal mage in the mid lane, maybe an Eve, a Novaria, if not a Farsa or a Kadita. You've got a ton of options available.
No, most definitely. I mean, even if I'm not mistaken, the Claude was open, so a little bit. I think even the Leslie was open, so I'm not quite sure who was picked first, but the counters definitely. I mean, of course, OSP could have been trying to pull out a comp that just, you know, was something that they're attempting to try. Again, this ain't the NACT, so this isn't gonna make it or break it for if they make it to M5. But I mean, what better time to attempt to try some strats against BTK when you can?
I am the power of light incarnate.
Is both BTK supposed to have the second pick in this one though?
That's a good question.
My domain.
Right. Though I did mention about Kadita, he has been banned out at this moment. But yeah, I'm pretty sure BTK were probably supposed to have the second pick.
Do you want to make friends with Nana?
Your team is banned.
Oh.
To me,
Yeah, I think they might know
that's all
that.
matters.
I think they might be possibly rematching. I don't know.
Where
We'll
is
see.
my target?
We'll see if they really care about it or not. Yo, can we have the match in ultra quality mode? Is it not in ultra quality?
Your team is
Go to
picking.
sleep, G. I'm trying to, fam.
We fight, so you don't have to.
I think it's a troll. I think they're gonna be resetting.
Probably.
We accept it. Want me to do a
Should-
sleeping stream?
It's not every day you see such a
Your
handsome
team is
dragon
picking.
tamer like me.
So they've actually secured the
What's your
lane right
command?
away.
Your
Might
team.
not
Yeah,
actually
I'm
be
pretty sure
secured.
they're swapping. BTK like was supposed to be
Love the smell
a
of
second
good
pick.
coffee in the
Team
morning.
is banning.
Ready?
Second
Your
pick.
team is banning. Your team is banning.
Hello, my friend.
Your team is banning.
Chad, I've been up for
Kill all at
Your
once.
way
team
too
is
long,
picking.
bro.
Light will fall prey
Your team
to
is
shadow.
The other guy in the VC is
I've been waiting for
what is your full name again? It's Scared.
For honor.
Scared yet, basically a question.
Scared yet, right?
Yep.
Okay. I thought it was that, but I was like I can't really see your name because it's still only showing me the S dot.
Wow. And I've not even used any kind of special characters, but all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I always try to like say your name, but then I look over and I'm like, oh, I forgot it.
Never mind. Let's just
Is
hope
it
he
Scared
catches the
yet?
throw cue.
is the game? I feel like my game is on ultra. This is troll. This is they're resetting. They're resetting. They're resetting, Chad. Don't take this real. They don't know how to fanny. Look at this. This dude
He's
can't.
actually doing something at least.
I mean, anybody can do that. I'm messing
you
with
may
you,
never
Zane.
know though.
Story.
You may never know though. He might pull out a fanny in the jungle, maybe in the NACT.
Nice
knows?
cables you got there, Zane. This is Scared yet.
That's some fast fingers for sure.
Yeah. Mobo
And guess what?
Kyrie.
Why does a Tigreal gets an MVP at 4.2? What did he even do?
He just bought
In
boots,
the
man.
first 14 seconds?
He just bought boots, dude. We're in HD.
We have to swap the sides, I guess.
Yeah, we're in ultra everything, so. Everything's in high quality. BTK will begin in second pick. Tournament lobby host. That's not me. Misclicked. Are we playing on Central?
Well-
Yeah. Playing on Central.
Your team is banning.
And Unus Fanny. I thought it was going to be a Joybaj Fanny. Alright, yeah, a reset happened. Of course, we're looking at the actual team now.
team is banning.
The refresh rate? Is it looking blurry for you guys? I can pull it up on my side.
Your team is banning.
Has awakened.
It looks good on my side. You might just have to change it to 1080 by
See
60.
value in me?
Your team is banning.
You should.
I wonder if I full screened it, if it changes anything.
We'll try that out as well.
Among the planes exists
Your
the
team
equilibrium,
is banning.
which I was made
It made it bigger. It actually did not change anything. That's crazy.
What channel is it being streamed on?
My YouTube.
What's the name?
G the Ico. You should be able to just click on my Discord and go straight to it. Like,
That's very good idea.
yeah, you can just click on my Discord and then go straight to my YouTube.
Yeah, alright, I can see now. 178 watching now?
Bam!
Damn!
Make the whole
Your
world
team
green
is
and
What's that?
Stream seems to be fine on my end though, at least.
I mean, it looks good on my side.
Yeah, I'm checking it as well from my end. It does seem to be solid.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good on my side. I don't know. It's smooth. Hopefully, I gotta mute it. Yeah, I gotta mute it. I think it's all good. I don't know. It could just be an internet connection from some of the other people. I'm a tired caster. That's for sure. I cast it for like 8 hours in the Sigil games with Wheezy. Wheezy's like in the Dominican Republic right now, casting from a hotel room.
Your team is
Run
picking.
deep.
It was funny. The other guy in the Discord is scared yet. He is Indian. Right? I got that right?
Yep.
You're from India.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just trying to help out for NA. Putting a lot of presence. And it's good to have him on the show. Like it's I like diversity, chat.
Pleasure to be here.
Diversity to the finest. Yato picking up maybe an Alice. We actually seen an Alice go jungle. Ah, there's the Angela.
You called for it.
Yo, this is yo, and it again. This is what I was saying. Like, this isn't a roam Angela. This is an Angela that goes mid. Like they don't utilize Angela the right supportive way. They put them as an actual a mid lane. It's interesting. Watch. This is some really good gameplay. If a lot of you guys are thinking about ranking or anything like this, if you're a mage, this is something that is in the upcoming. Yato will probably be using Stool the support emblem here, but we'll see.
I see. Alright. So we'll have to see how this Angela actually works out. Looking at the combination, they're probably going the Angela Alpha combo, and I really like that. Alpha already has a ton of heal, plus if you pair him up with an Angela, that basically almost makes him unkillable, and he can heal back up to almost full HP if he's got the minions and the enemies right in the corner. I do not want to see them pairing it up with a Florin, wherein all kind of dominance eyes would just cancelled out with one bloom. But I'm up for options. Even if they pull it out, I would not be surprised. But alright, they're gonna finish up things with the Beatrix logged in the first picking phase. Honestly, I really would have loved the answer from the Simpsons had their EXP been something along the lines of maybe an Arlott. Since it is open, they could have gone for it, and you know that he has got an amazing set potential, plus is extremely tanky with that tank build. It might be difficult for Terizla to actually catch the Alpha, but you may never know. Those flicker penalty zones coming nasty sometimes.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they don't opt to go for like an Esmeralda at this. And that was one thing that I also felt like was really weird. Was that like every time I seen an Angela pick, that no one ever picks up Esmeralda. I seen Esmeralda picked up a lot in North America, but maybe that was just a fluke of it starting to come back on this the early games of the current swap of the emblem system. Now people are kind of getting settled into their meta at this point. Beatrix is still solid. Alpha again was never picked overseas. Still something that North America, mainly I would say BTK, MLBBNA has created. So we'll see how they go. I mean, they got rid of the claw, they got rid of the carry. I mean, what does OSP have here for an MM?
All right. As just as you mentioned, Claude, Carey both have been taken off the table, so it is possible that Supervillain might stick with Brody that he picked up in the previous game. Did not particularly worked out extremely well for them, but this time, if they pair it up with the Kaja, I think so things would be a lot better, and they would have a much better snowball potential in that early to mid game. But oh boy, Joybot picks up a Grok for himself. We did see the Grok coming out from The Simpsons in the previous one. We could not see those setups coming in. It was being chunked down pretty low and that too way too quickly. So I would be really interested to see how well it actually lands in the hands of Joy Bosch. To be honest, I still remember back in the days when the meta actually used to be a Grok roam, and you would pair him up with an Angel in the mid lane and they would just stay inside your own jungle. They would never leave, literally never leave, and you'd be just poked down to your death, since Angela's got a pretty solid range, can also heal the Grok, and you always know that Grok is ready with that boulder of his to hit you right on your head.
No, exactly. I was actually thinking that Aboxia would be an interesting go as well. The Brody's still very tentative in the meta. Definitely interesting. And this is another pick that's wild, is that Atlas, normally if an Atlas is picked, it's a bad thing to utilize. And I mean, I think Atlas had a 0% win rate in the physical games, or digital games. It's such a weird word.
I like it.
So we'll see.
Honestly.
We'll see.
I really like the Atlas pick because there's one thing, whenever you pick a Franco or a Kaja, you know that the team is going to follow up after that suppression. What does an Atlas need? He needs the enemy to be grouped together to land in those fatal links to at least 2 people, maybe 3, 4 or 5 if in case you got a perfect situation in your hand. So I really like this pick. This could definitely work out for them. But nonetheless, we're going to see how things are actually going to roll out. It is going to be the Simpsons on the blue side, taking on BTK on the red side. BTK with the lead 1-0. Let's see if they close things out with the 2-0 sweep. Or will we see a game 3 forced by the Simpson with Tarzan in the jungle with a Basha? I love the skin though.
Who knows? I think the Angela mid combo, kind of looking into some things here. Again, the support emblem, still support emblem is what they're going with, built on into the mid lane. And just look at the pressure that is being applied already to a Kaja by an Angela. Angela already gets a lot of kill steals and feels a lot of pressure. The only thing that she does have troubles with is the mana regen. So keep an eye on that, but that's something that can be easily fixed into the late mid game.
It is highly possible. And honestly, if we're talking just about the composition, I really like the comp that is coming out from the side of BTK, as long as it's early to mid game. They would want Taran to actually farm up on the Beatrix and go in for that snowball potential, because they do not have any kind of magic damage for the late game. You've already shown the emblem Yato is going with, and it is the support one, not the magic emblem. So you will not have any kind of magic damage, and it would be easy to itemize against. But for now, we're going to see the engage coming in. Tarzan seems to be in trouble. He is the Basha. Pops up the Tortoise position, goes out using those spinning wheels, runs out of the harm's way. But that is a big resource that has been baited out right before the turtle.
Exactly. I mean, turtle coming up in about 6 seconds. Which team is going to be utilizing and setting up for the turtle? One thing that I do see from a lot of North American teams is that they just make really bold plays and kind of just fully commit no matter what. And they normally don't think about their ability to escape on a higher level versus what I see in some other games. People really have to play their heroes for a really long time and get the feel of knowing when they can escape and when not. And that is something that we see during turtle fights. But we are seeing the wait and bait here by OSP and BTK. Oh my god.
And the fatal links absolutely perfect. Valentina uses her own fatal link, and what an out of this world punish coming in from the side of the Simpsons. And this is something that they did in the previous game as well. During the first turtle fight, they stole it away and they won the fight after that. And Cole, this is something that kind of slipped my mind, that Valentina can steal away the fatal links. And you know what's going to come after fatal links of the enemy Atlas.
Another fatal link.
Yeah, another fatal link. The team will be around them to finish you off, and that's when you land your own fatal links. A perfect depiction of what the mid-game team fight might look like if in case BTK are not aware about this possibility. So maybe they would want to try and take the Valentina out first. But for now, we're probably going to see Joybox getting some pressure in. There we go.
The rockets missed.
That's, I think so it actually connected right at the edge, but nonetheless, they still do survive. Taren did not have the Nibiru. He connects the sniper. Out of the harm's way. He will be able to do so, but Broken, where are you actually going to go? Since now the Angela support is going to come in on Taren, he's going to take him out. Cold World would have to dash out of that harm's way and will maintain that distance. Jeez.
That's what happens when you have an Angela. Like, look, you don't ever know when your mage is going to rotate because they can just pop up on anybody they want. That's why I do like the Angela mid, but again, it is an easy pick if caught off guard. So we'll see how it goes, but so far it's playing off very well. Fatal links on Brody.
Absolutely, connect perfectly, and the follow-up from Zane. This is what they need, and that is going to be the Divine Judgment coming in. No one to follow it up though, since everyone's just in that backline. They want to take Joybox out, low in HP, and that's going to be the fatal links connecting on Taren. He would be picked off, and Zane's not going to survive. Probably, if it was not for the hard guard, they almost made that work. But now Yeto will be taken down. No way to escape out of that harm's way. Now this is the double-edged sword, right, that you mentioned. After the hard guard, you might be in that position where you would give 2 instead of that 1 kill, and that's exactly what happened.
That's what happens, though. Boxia, I would say, is a pretty good counter to Alpha at this point, having, again, that built-in dominance ice. And, again, just the mobility behind them. As you can see, they're just constantly now invading BTK's jungle. They are doing a little good this time. I mean, and when I say a little good, their economy is really high. So BTK kind of trying out the strat here. Again, NA kind of getting the feel of what the current meta is and how they can, you know, make and break it on versus other teams.
Exactly, and if in case this kind of situation works out for them, then it will be perfect, right? Because this is the
It's not like you're in a tunnel again.
Out.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You're good now.
All
You're
right.
good.
It's just my mic creating some issues, but nonetheless, Yeto, he actually secures the enchanted talisman. I want to see if he has actually built up the time now or not. It doesn't. That's a good decision though. But Fauna Broken actually jumps in, takes down Toge, back with him, and the Fatal Link connects. Alpha Charge will be taking down 3 people, and the Fatal Link connecting, but it's only on Zane, and no one to now follow it up on us. Uzi will try to rush out of the harm's way. Broken, the only casualty in that team fight. He used up everything and was only able to catch Toge in that. I probably think he wanted someone else as the target, but they tried to land it on it, but they were just brought into the combination, the wombo combo coming in from the side of BTK. Now, that is their win condition. That is the way they will win those team fights. And another alpha charge connecting on Tarzan, though. He should be able to survive. Probably is taking a ton of damage. The Biru's passion as well used. Taran would have to retreat back to safety. Tarzan just so very tanky at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Tarzan gets, but a Fatal Links. There we
Absolutely
go.
connecting, and the 2 picks that they needed, they've got it. If I'm not wrong, just show me the itemization. I think Sotoge made a sea halberd. No way I'm seeing a sea halberd on a Grok.
I've actually seen that overseas, Grok picking up a Sea Halberd. I think it's just to counter a little bit of the healing, just because they're constantly attacking. Tarzan got the turtle though.
Absolutely, that's going to be the hard card on Zane, and it should be a disengage from both the teams. No one actually just following up after that turtle pick. They got the objective, and now it's time to retreat back to safety. Now, Supermelon is having a hard time on the Brody, so it, the damage department does go back into the hands of Cold World now on the Valentina, who's just secure the Lightning Truncheon as well, so should be able to burst Beatrix down. But I want to see the top side. We probably are going to see a dive coming in. It's just a good zone coming in from Broken, though.
Yeah, they're just kind of, taking apart the towers as much as they can. A penalty zone. Zane versus Uzi versus Yato.
And yeah, that should be Zane winning that fight since he has the support of the hard guard. Tarzan actually joins in using the toss position, just making sure that the anti-heal is there, but the true damage, he is going to get deleted in that last part of the team fight. He was sustaining well in the early part, but as soon as Zane just connected those 3 skills, he was done and dusted. That true damage is shredding through that armor.
Yeah, it is definitely wild. We'll kind of see how things turn out, but I definitely don't think you want to 1v1 an Alpha and an Angela combo.
Never. Never. That's one thing I learned the hard way. Never 1v1 an Alpha, especially when there are minions around. And if he's got an Angela support, forget it. You are not winning that fight. Unless you've got some kind of chain CC to stop him in his own tracks and kind of not let him get that heal out of control. Uzi, run away. Try to cast the penalty zone, though. He's brought back into the Bennett's rage. Taran gets safe with the hard guard in. Tarzan joins in the fight, and this should be a perfect time to land in the punish. Okay, uses the wild charge defensively, and Joybots will be able to run away. Supermelon securing the Malefic Roar. Should be key for them to take the fight towards BTK. They did that. Okay, been picked off, and this is a perfect time for a Lord. All right, Joybots.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking in the chat.
It's fine. Alright, Zane's gonna get caught. No, he casts the Alpha Charge at the perfect moment. Rushes out of the harm's way, but Cold World brings him back using the Fatal Link. But that's the reverse Fatal Link on Joybots. Catching 3 of them, and that's a shutdown. Finally, Supermelon gets 1 pick. He will be taken down, though. Yato is still surviving on that Angela as Taran just obliterates all of them one after the other. But the Lord has been secured by Tarzan. So that's a 3-for-2 trade in favor of BTK. But the Lord being taken by the Simpsons. So they are going to survive. At least their tier 2s, maybe. They're going to keep them alive. But tier 1s are definitely going to fall in that mid. They've already taken it. But look at the bottom wave. It is actually building up.
Exactly. I mean, even though they got the Lord, they lost a lot of players. So we'll kind of see what they do here. I don't know. I mean, it could be either team's go here. I just feel like maybe they again, they just need to stop playing wild. Like 1v1ing Zane. Like, just, this isn't an ego. Treat it like a tournament.
It's a brawl at this point, like a real brawl coming in between both of these teams. They just want to go at that fight. But I believe the timing did work out for the Simpsons because the Lord was not out until the people were respawned, and now have a solid chance of pushing those tier 2s at least. Tarzan spots out Joybot, so he will just use the skill to run out of harm's way. Has the flicker, so can given that set will be up in the next 5 seconds, so he'll get it in time, and is actually trying to get a good flank in. The inhibitor will not take any kind of damage, and even the tier 2s are surviving. I'm surprised that the mid tier 2 is still standing. That might be a little problem, but I would call it a pretty solid defense coming in from BTK.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're OSP just really has to get together, utilize a lot of their teamwork that they have, and make it out. But ooh, the fatal links. Nothing out of it though.
Joybot survives through all of that. Now, Super Millen is on the Brody in this late game. We are transitioning into the late game. Now, this is the point where Taran is just going to go out of control with that penetration through the Malefic Roar and Hunter Strike, while Super Millen would not be able to chunk down those tanky front lines coming in the form of Joybot on that Atlas. Even Zane, since he does have a couple of tanky items and will be protected by Yeto's hard card if it does not go on Taran. So that's one other thing. But we might possibly see a pick-off coming in some or the other lanes. Now, pick-off is something that Simpsons need to play with. They need to pick those people up, but we might possibly see the engage coming in at Tarzan. I'm saying they actually try and target Joybot, who will be able to run away.
Yeah, they are constantly trying to get Joybot just because they know that they have to they need to secure the Joybot because they want a team fight, but they can't because they're constantly being fatal links here, and there it is.
Finally, the almost potentially the last engage coming in from both of these teams as Kaja has been taken out. Yeto picks up that kill. That's classic Angela for you. Nibiru's passion used up. Tarzan's gonna fall. Super Million goes into the window. Shuts down the Beatrix and keeps the hope alive. But Zane is still surviving. Goes into the Alpha Charge. That's gonna be Super Million deleted in an instant as Togi gets the boulder on him. A perfect wall coming in. Uzi will be taken down. No cape for the Terizla. You'll be going down back into the jail you came out from. I mean, that's the lore of Terizla, though. He was kind of, broken out of that jail. But for now, talking about broken things, Togi is just going to take down this tier 2. Oh, Goldberg has a ton of damage on the Valentina.
This is definitely an interesting game, but they just don't really, they can't deal with the true damage by Zane. And then the combination, I mean, look at the Angela. 2, 1, and 11 has more assists than a tank, and Zane is just loving it.
Absolutely, and again, that's the Heart's Claw picked up by Taran, so that's even more heal coming in, and Tarzan is not being able to tank as he was tanking in that early and mid game. That's thanks to the Malefic Roar and the Demon Hunter Sword in the hands of Taran. Plus, you also have this Grog going in for that one-shot build. Let him finish the Malefic Roar and see how Brody and Valentina gets deleted if in case they get stunned. We've been missing the wild charges. I believe this should probably will be the time we would see something like that happening as the concealed play now comes in. Toge is looking in for an opportunity. Joybot jumps in, uses the flicker, gets a couple of people in the setup into the penetrates. Everyone goes in using their own ultimates. Even Cole got in with the fatal links, and that's all of them taken out one after the other.
Does Yato fall? Oh, look, he lives! Angela just soloed a Brody! Oh, he's still going! You can't get the little guy! He's like a gremlin on the run! Uzi versus Yato! Can they get him?
Oh, finally he's down. Finally he's down. But that took everything out of them, including the 3 inhibitors.
Yo, that was wild. Yo, I don't think I've ever seen something so small in my life just literally take apart a marksman like that. I'm dying at this point.
That's the Angela who's coming in, but jeez. They pick off Joybots yet again? No, alright. No,
They're
mind.
waiting on it.
I was actually watching the YouTube stream. So Joybots just respawned in there. I was like, wait, did I just not see him respawning? But nonetheless, we're seeing both the teams with all 5 players in. You can clearly see the advantage that BTK has at this point. All the lanes are going to push themselves without any problem. So no map pressure coming in for the side of Simpsons. They need to keep a check on all of these waves. And we are seeing that the far lane is being managed by Grok, who would be able to get that rotation in quickly. And now they are just going to focus down on all the other lanes to clear things out. Oh, this setup. Oh, they did not. Did they not see them? Did he not go in the bush?
I don't
No,
know.
I think he did.
He like took a sniff it and then like walked right by. That was wild.
And here I thought we might possibly see a pick-off, but there we go. The Fatal Links goal obliterated. And that's going to be Alpha Charge on Tarzan. He's been taken down like anything. True damage. Stonks at this point. And Taran secures the Wind of Nature now. So I don't think so Supermelon would be able to pick him up so easily now. And that's an easy Lord coming in for BTK. The pick-off comp is for the Simpsons, but BTK are the ones who are picking them off one after the other. So this is something you would not want to see if you're a Simpsons fan.
No, I think unless they can mass the greatest defense of OSP's history at this point, I think BTK might have it in a Fatal Links on 2 of them.
Never mind.
Oh
Never mind.
no,
Not
Zane! All in there!
Oh, Supermelon survived that. Use the Wind of
Might
Nature.
be
That's
the
another
greatest
Alpha
defense
Charge.
ever in OSP history!
BTK just falling one after the other. Overstaying the welcome. A triple kill coming in for Supermelon. How dare I doubt him? How dare I? That has been a brilliant play and a brilliant defense by OSP. I thought it was over the moment Joybots landed that Fatal Link.
Same.
But the way Uzi's penalty zone just made sure to force Beatrix back so that they would not pick Supermelon off. And Alpha just tried everything. Zane used every single utility in his arsenal to take him down. The Immortality came in at the perfect time. And then the Wind of Nature to help him survive. Jumping back into the fountain, healing up. Jeez,
Ooh, the
that's
double retreat!
outrageous.
He wants Zane so bad! So does all of the other team. They know they have to back out though. All of BTK's coming.
He's done. He's done. He's not surviving that true
Oh my
damage. And that's going to be another pick of Fatal Links connecting in a perfect ball.
Oh, the penalty zone!
And the torn apart memory gets them out. That's 3 of them taken out, 2 for 3 straight. But for now, will they be able to continue further as
The
they still
base
survive?
though! The super minions!
Not this way, not this way. Alright, the wave has spawned in, so it should delay the minion push for
I
certain
don't think
time.
so!
No!
Oh my god, OSP loses to minions!
Victory!
Not this way.
I need a rematch.
Not this way. Jeez.
Yo.
The minions for the win.
The Winions in the chat. The Winions in the chat, bro. How do the Winions win? Yo, I don't even know what to say at this point. But I do have to say that, you know, an Angela in the mid lane, as we can see it, Yato is able to pull it off, going 3, 2, and 15, and an absolute menace. Sheesh.
Now you called for it. Angela for the win. You either pick an Angela or you either ban an Angela. But nonetheless, a great game coming in between both of these teams. The itemization was brilliant. And I could not find any kind of, weird build in, apart from the fact that Tarzan had the Queen's Wings. That's just probably to help him survive a little longer. But I don't think so. Basha is more of a lifesteal-based tank. Maybe pairing it up with the dominant side would have been a little better. since yes, you do have a little bit dominant size, but if you stack it up with another item that goes in for the anti-heal, it would have been a little more problematic for Zayn. He had the anti-curious though, so I think so. That's the only thing. But either ways, even the bloodlust sorry, not the bloodlust axe, the Queen's Wings could help you out in that later stages of the game. But yeah, that's just heartbreaking to see the minions just clearing out the game. That is the thing that we mentioned when all the three turrets were taken out, that the waves are going to push themselves. So they needed to micromanage the wave, and BTK did everything they needed to. They made sure that Simpsons are stalled enough so that they're not going to be able to defend their base. But it was a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, it was wild. I did not suspect the Winions to win, but OSP, they had something in their sights and they went full for it. So hey, it is how it happens. Now, just to kind of keep you guys all updated in the chat, we were supposed to see IGNIS versus Apex tonight, but IGNIS actually had an MDL in Mexico or something like that. So they actually had to participate in that tournament instead. So this is not a best of 5. It's only the top 8. I think the finals are going to be next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, I think we're looking at BTK moving on, TOB moving on. I forgot what was the other team?
Bloodhounds?
Was it? I was thinking it was
Bloodhounds.
Bloodhounds. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I was
It's the
thinking of
Bloodhounds
Bloodhounds.
that won the game yesterday against Nighthawk 2-0 probably.
Yeah. So it'd be top 4. So it'd be either BTK versus TOB, Bloodhounds versus whoever wins against IGNIS versus Apex. So it's still staying tuned. IGNIS versus Apex is actually tomorrow. They had to reschedule because of the MDL that they had to take part in. I did kind of just only come to get on to stream this for you guys. When am I hosting tournaments for Zimbabwe? You guys are silly. So I do think I am gonna call the stream after this. So enjoy. I am gonna get some sleep. I have been up for so dang long. I have casted for too many hours. And I'm doing it all for you guys. Oh, scared yet, man? Appreciate you coming out once again to cast for us. The chat likes you. They like your accent. They think you're a cool guy.
Glad to be here, and it was a pleasure casting with you.
Yeah, no problem. Maybe next time I won't be as tired. But again, all of you guys that tuned in, much love. Sorry that this game was a little bit later in the evening than I suspected. But I try to keep you guys updated as much as possible. Definitely make sure to keep the notifications on and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time.